schedule.
More breaking news meanwhile coming in. Myanmar hospitals are facing an overwhelming influx of people. Rows of wounded lay outside the emergency department. More than 1,000 beds have been sustained, have in fact sustained significant damage as well. So this is now becoming a big complication, Dr. N.K. Singh. Some of the hospitals have been damaged as well. Almost 1,000 beds have been damaged. There are rows of wounded people outside Myanmar hospitals. They're facing an overwhelming influx of people. Dr. N.K. Singh, are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Okay, I don't think he can hear me. Let me get in Raju Manwani there. Raju Manwani, this is of course now a big complication. The injured now reaching hospitals. As you were saying, even in Bangkok, there's a state of emergency. One can imagine what the situation in Myanmar is, which was the epicenter. Mandalay in particular, we are learning that hospitals there are facing a big emergency situation. Rows of wounded people outside. What reports are you hearing from Bangkok hospitals? And obviously our heart goes out to the Myanmarese health authorities.
My heart, along with yours, goes to the people of Myanmar, definitely. I mean, they will have borne the brunt of this earthquake. But I think the situation in Bangkok is pretty good, except for this disaster zone where the building has collapsed. Any other place, I don't see much problem. Hospitals are working absolutely normal. There's no rush at all over here. Not that anything has been reported yet, but I don't see any rush happening at the hospitals. Things are basically almost back to normal. I can see traffic moving much more smoothly at this time.
However, of course, the situation is very complicated, Ambassador Mukherjee, in Myanmar. The hospitals there facing a huge influx of people. I spoke with the Indian embassy official at Rangoon. He said, luckily in Rangoon, things are much better, even though there too the earthquake was very severe. However, their counterparts are, fearing the worst in Mandalay, saying there the damage is much more severe.
It's a very serious situation. I have been to Myanmar. Many of the houses are constructed of very light materials, wood, etc. They would have sustained less damage. I presume that those which have sustained more damage are the modern buildings which have been constructed the way they are in major. But yes, need to rush in medical supply, doctors, etc. You said that hotels damage. That is a very serious issue. And I'm sure that I'm in contact with MED to see how this can be addressed.
Okay, I think there's an echo there in Ambassador Mukherjee's connection. Let's try and correct that, please. But quickly coming back now across to you, Raju Manwani, on of course, now obviously the citizens will have to help those in need. The spirit of Thailand must now stand strong, and also Myanmar. I think that's something that now needs to happen as these cities heal the wounds of what has unfolded in the last 12 hours.
Mr. Singh's, okay. Can you repeat the question, Uday, if you don't mind?
More breaking news coming in. Myanmar army has run TV channels have reported damage across Mandalay. Videos have finally been released of the damaged buildings in Mandalay as well, but obviously the damage has been most severe. As per our reports, 13 people have been killed so far now in Myanmar. These are the big updates coming in. Very severe damage in Mandalay. Ambassador Bashwati Mukherjee, the death toll also rising to 13.
Mandalay is a very important city in Myanmar, and it's heavily populated. If there is damage, the mortality rate, I pray, is not too high. The need of the hour is for the international community, particularly neighboring countries, to step in and rush aid. I presume the aid should be airborne. We should fly in whatever we can to Rangoon Airport. Since you said that it is less damaged than Mandalay, but judging from the kind of communication system they have within Myanmar, I'm a little pessimistic as to how long it would take for the aid to actually reach the people affected, because in such situations, the most important thing is for the aid to reach as soon as possible. As far as Thailand is concerned, it seems to be much better organized, so they probably would have already made the necessary arrangements. And if they need extra aid, of course, India would come to Thailand's aid. But I think the need of the hour for all of us here is to focus on how to help Myanmar in its hour of great need and distress today.
My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion. It's time for a very short break. Much more coming up on the other side.